Red Card Football Channel. Today we're discussing Arsenal's deserved elimination of Real Madrid in the Champions League quarterfinal today. Arsenal began the much better team, although Mbappe scored an offside goal with 2 minutes in. Arsenal earned a penalty kick after Raul Asensio fouled an Arsenal penalty to the box. Bukayo Saka tried to do a Panenka chip, but Courtois made an incredible save to keep the game at 0-0. Real Madrid created almost no real chances in the first half. In fact, the best chance in the first half was a penalty that wasn't given after Mbappe was allegedly fouled in the box by Declan Rice, but VAR overturned, in my opinion, the right call, as I don't think there was enough contact to give a penalty. In the second half, Madrid were very open, trying to chase a first goal, but it was Arsenal who made the breakthrough. After an excellent through ball by Odegaard, Bukayo Saka made a brilliant finish past Courtois to make the game 1-0. Saliba, who gets my red card, had a lapse of concentration and gifted the ball to Vinicius Jr., who slotted the ball past Raya to make it 1-1. But Arsenal had chances on the counter-attack, although Real Madrid had a few chances with Endrick. Mbappe got injured and had to be replaced with Brahim Diaz. Real Madrid couldn't really construct chances. Arsenal forced Courtois to make 2 or 3 excellent saves until in the 93rd minute, Martinelli had a breakaway, one-on-one with Courtois, where he slotted past Thibaut Courtois to give Arsenal a deserved victory at the Bernabeu and a deserved qualification for the Champions League semifinal. Arsenal were emphatically the better team. They had a much better midfield with Odegaard, with Partey, with Rice, who was unbelievable again today. Their defense, outside of Saliba's error, didn't make any mistakes. Kivior had a fantastic game. Raya was very solid coming out for crosses as Madrid crossed the ball incessantly into the box without really causing Arsenal any trouble. If Arsenal didn't give Madrid a goal, Real wouldn't have scored at all in the tie. Arsenal were very, very solid defensively, and Saka and Martinelli broke through time and time again through Real Madrid's fragile defense and really could have scored 3 or 4 goals at the Bernabeu. If not for an exceptional Courtois, Arsenal would have hammered Real Madrid once again, and it would have been a deserved hammering, as Arsenal were far better team. Mikel Arteta's team deservedly are in the semifinals, and the type of team that can really cause trouble. And what makes it even more remarkable is that Arsenal did not have a striker, as both Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz were injured. They lost 2 of their starting center backs, right back, in the case of Calafiore and then Gabriel. Arsenal do not have nearly a fully fit team in a Champions League semifinal. They deserve so much credit. Arteta has gotten steady improvement on this team, from failing to challenge for the title after a collapse in 22-23 to battling all the way in 23-24 and just falling short. This team's now in a Champions League semifinal, and for me, have a legitimate chance to not only reach the Champions League final, but to win their first ever Champions League. As for Real Madrid, they were completely lifeless. Outside of Vinicius Jr. and Courtois, I don't think anyone in the Real Madrid team played well. It was a very shambolic performance defensively, as they gave up counterattack after counterattack. And really, it was just crossing the ball into the box with a very short team that really wasn't going to work. Bellingham had a very poor game. Mbappe was a disaster, didn't do anything, didn't affect the game at all. And for a player that was so highly touted and came with so much hype, he's not had a particularly great first season. He hasn't delivered in the big games. Yes, he stat padded it against smaller teams, but he hasn't delivered when it mattered against bigger games. And Rodrigo had some shots, but he was very, very poor again. Madrid's defense wasn't very good again. I think Raul Asensio, despite giving up the penalty, was the best of the back. But Rudiger had some really bad challenges and was caught in the counterattack. Alaba was horrible. Vasquez wasn't great either. The team has a lot of work to be done. And Ancelotti, to me, tactically looked out of his depth in this tie. I think Arteta completely outcoached them. I think Ancelotti has a lot of questions to be answered. He needs to win the league, in my opinion, to have any hope of salvaging his job, as Real Madrid's a club with a lot of expectations, and Ancelotti needs to win the league to probably salvage the job after what was a disastrous tie against Arsenal. But the players have to take a lot of blame. I think there was a lack of fight and a lack of real intensity in this tie, and Real Madrid were the soft team, and Arsenal deservedly went through. And Arsenal have a legitimate chance against PSG. It's a matchup that I think they can excel in. They already beat PSG in the league phase, and it should be a great tie to see who will get to the Champions League final. That's all for analysis for today. Hope to see you next time.